Welcome to Catastrophic Archives, where we delve into the most harrowing natural disasters caught on camera. Brace yourself for a journey through the raw power of nature. In today's episode of Catastrophic Archives, we're delving into some of the most horrific natural disasters captured on camera in 2024. From towering tsunamis to raging wildfires, nature's fury knows no bounds, and these events serve as stark reminders of its unstoppable force. Our first footage takes us to the shores of Southeast Asia, where a massive earthquake triggers a tsunami of unimaginable proportions. Witness the sheer terror as towering waves engulf coastal communities, leaving devastation in their wake. Despite advances in technology and early warning systems, the raw power of nature still manages to catch us off guard. Moving on, we journey to the heart of the Amazon rainforest, where rampant deforestation has fueled unprecedented wildfires. The sky turns black as billowing smoke engulfs entire regions, displacing wildlife and threatening indigenous communities. Through the lens of our cameras, we witness the heroic efforts of firefighters battling against impossible odds to contain the inferno. Into watery graveyards. From New York to Mumbai, the scenes of destruction are both tragic and awe-inspiring. As we reflect on these catastrophic events, it's clear that climate change plays a central role in exacerbating their intensity and frequency. Rising sea levels, extreme weather patterns, and environmental degradation all contribute to the perfect storm of disaster. Yet, amidst the chaos and devastation, there are moments of resilience and hope. Communities band together to rebuild, scientists work tirelessly to understand and mitigate future risks, and ordinary individuals become heroes in the face of adversity. It becomes evident that natural disasters spare no corner of the globe. From the icy landscapes of Antarctica to the sun-baked deserts of Africa, every region faces its own unique challenges and vulnerabilities. In Japan, a country accustomed to seismic activity, the earth trembles once again as a powerful earthquake strikes with little warning. Despite stringent building codes and state-of-the-art infrastructure, the devastation is immense as skyscrapers sway and bridges collapse. The resilience of the Japanese people is tested once more as they rebuild their lives amidst the rubble. Meanwhile, in the foothills of the Himalayas, monsoon rains unleash havoc as flash floods sweep away entire villages. Remote communities are cut off from the outside world as landslides block roads and bridges, leaving residents stranded without access to food or clean water. The humanitarian response is swift, but the scale of the disaster overwhelms even the most well-equipped relief efforts. Turning our attention to the Caribbean, we witness the destructive power of hurricanes as they barrel across the azure seas, leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. Coastal communities are battered by ferocious winds and torrential rains, while storm surges inundate low-lying areas, submerging everything in their path. Despite advances in forecasting technology, the unpredictability of these storms remains a constant threat to island nations. As we reflect on these diverse and far-reaching disasters, it's clear that no country is immune to the forces of nature. Whether it's earthquakes in Japan, floods in India, or hurricanes in the Caribbean, the impact of these events reverberates around the world. But amidst the devastation, there are stories of courage, resilience, and hope. Communities come together to support one another in times of need, and individuals rise to the challenge, demonstrating the indomitable human spirit in the face of adversity. We witness the relentless fury of nature manifesting in so many different forms and affecting diverse landscapes. In the vast expanse of Australia, where bushfires are an annual occurrence, 2024 brought unprecedented levels of destruction. The scorched earth and charred remains bear witness to the ferocity of flames that consumed entire forests and wildlife habitats. The world watched in horror as iconic landscapes turned to ash, environment. In the frigid wilderness of the Arctic, melting ice caps give rise to a new breed of natural disasters. Glacial calving events unleash massive waves that threaten coastal communities, while thawing permafrost destabilizes infrastructure, triggering landslides and sinkholes. The fragile ecosystems of the far north are under siege, as climate change accelerates the pace of change in this remote and pristine wilderness. And in the bustling megacities of South America, rapid urbanization collides with the realities of a changing climate. Overcrowded slums are inundated by flash floods, exposing the vulnerability of marginalized communities living on the fringes of society. As rivers overflow their banks and sewage systems fail, the true cost of unchecked development becomes painfully clear. But amidst the chaos and destruction, there are stories of resilience and hope. From the mountains of Central Asia to the deserts of Africa, communities come together to rebuild and recover, forging bonds that transcend borders and cultures. Let's delve into regions that have been trending in natural disaster news worldwide, highlighting the impact on communities and landscapes. In the vast expanse of Canada, the Northern Territories face a growing threat from thawing permafrost. As temperatures rise, the once frozen ground becomes unstable, triggering landslides and sinkholes that swallow roads and infrastructure whole. Remote Indigenous communities are particularly vulnerable, as traditional ways of life are disrupted by the changing landscape. Turning our attention to the Pacific Ring of Fire, Indonesia grapples with the dual threats of volcanic eruptions and seismic activity. The archipelago nation is no stranger to disaster, with frequent eruptions from Mount Merapi and devastating earthquakes rocking the region. Despite efforts to monitor and mitigate these risks, the sheer scale of Indonesia's geological challenges remains daunting. In the heart of the Middle East, the ongoing conflict in Syria is compounded by environmental degradation and climate-related disasters. Droughts have decimated agricultural land, driving mass migration from rural areas to overcrowded cities already struggling to cope with the influx of refugees. The intersection of conflict and climate change creates a perfect storm of humanitarian crises with far-reaching consequences. Meanwhile, in the remote reaches of the Himalayas, the melting glaciers pose a threat to millions downstream who depend on their waters for survival. Glacial lake outburst floods are becoming increasingly frequent, putting communities in Nepal, Bhutan, and Tibet at risk of devastation. The delicate balance of ecosystems in this ecologically sensitive region hangs in the balance as temperatures continue to rise. But amidst the challenges and adversity, there are stories of resilience and innovation. From community-based disaster preparedness initiatives in Canada to reforestation efforts in Indonesia, people around the world are coming together to confront the growing threat of natural disasters head-on. Through Catastrophic Archives, we aim to shed light on these global trends and natural disasters, documenting the impact on communities and landscapes worldwide. By understanding the interconnected nature of these challenges, we can work towards building a more resilient and sustainable future for all. So join on Catastrophic Archives as we delve into the gripping narratives of natural disasters spanning the globe. Together, let's bear witness to the raw power of nature, learn from the resilience of affected communities, and pave the way for a future where preparedness and compassion prevail. Subscribe now and be part of our journey to uncover the stories behind the headlines, because understanding today's disasters is the key to building a safer tomorrow.